Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. We want to introduce to you today Salesforce Digital Lending, diving into innovation updates, and showcase the origination journeys for consumer auto loan and business finance loan. My name is Katrin Burton, and I'm leading technical partner enablement for Financial Services Cloud. And before we get started, I have a couple housekeeping items. So we are recording this session, so you can share it after with your colleagues and friends, of course. And I will be posting the recording for the partners attending today in the partner community financial services experts group. And I will also send out the recording to everyone who registered this webinar or attended this webinar, including the slide deck as a PDF. So let's get started. As always, here's our forward-looking statement. Salesforce is a publicly traded company. Please make all purchase decisions based on products available for sale today. Please post your questions into the Q&A window. After each section, we will be taking some questions, and I will be posting some links to resources into the chat window so you can get them and copy and paste them. All right, I'm very excited to have you all here today as we dive into digital lending. And I like to share a moment to express my sincere gratitude to our partners that built the demos for this amazing product and our financial services product managers for taking the time to join us today and share everything with you today. Your participation and your feedback and your collaboration are incredibly valuable in shaping the future of Financial Services Cloud. And we want to ensure that we can continue to deliver the best solutions for our customers. We truly appreciate the effort and the dedication you put into helping us improve and innovate Salesforce Financial Services Cloud. So now let me introduce our presenters. So from the Salesforce team, we have with us today Mohana Rajaram. She's Director of Product Management for Industry Solutions and Strategy. Our product manager, so Senior Director Product Manager, which is Vivek Hari. And then we have our product manager, Sonali Dasgupta, and of course myself from the partner enablement team. And then, of course, we have our CloudKaptan team, another partner that is building the lending auto loan demo. So we have AJ Pandey, President for EMEA, CloudKaptan. We have Ayush Agrawal, he's consultant and lead engineer, CloudKaptan. Khalid Fazula, he's Salesforce practice lead for CloudKaptan. And then Rishu Peer, Director Solutions and Advisory for CloudKaptan. All right, so I will now hand over to CloudKaptan. So if the other panelists could please look at the questions, maybe answer some in writing while we're showing the other demo. First, AJ, I think is the first presenter. So I'll let you know when I can see your screen.
Okay, thanks, Katrin. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. On behalf of CloudKaptan team, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you for taking time to join us today. My name is Ajay Pandey. I am President of CloudKaptan Americas. Along with me today for this webinar, I have a global team presenting here today. Rishabh, who is based out of Australia. Rishabh leads our solution consulting team. I also have Ayush and Khalid joining us from India. Ayush is a solution engineer. Khalid heads up our Salesforce practice. And Marty from Denver, Colorado. Marty leads our sales efforts here for Salesforce. So a little bit about CloudKaptan. I already talked about the team members. So we specialize in lending industry. And I was very happy to hear all the questions that were being asked, right? Like the micro verticals within the lending industry, auto and healthcare and education, as well as some deep technical questions around scoring and credit checks and things like that. So we have been doing this for more than 11 years. We have done 75 plus digital lending implementations using Salesforce solutions over this period. In global, as I said, global implementations, so more than 11 countries, and we have more than 200, 300 consultants that specialize in Salesforce implementations. Catherine, next, please.
Yeah, it's a build slide, so
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
for that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So what we try to show here is that when we talk about lending industry, right, you can apply Salesforce's platform to various use cases and various scenarios. So I think there was a question about auto finance. Can we apply this? Absolutely, this solution can be is very flexible and scalable and can be applied to that. And in fact, our use case will show that. Similarly, you'll see that it can be applied to consumer loans, it can be applied to commercial loans. We have included some of very specific cases for, well, we have one of the customers that is in litigation lending. So my message here is that very flexible platform can be configured and extended for a variety of use cases. And as you implement these solutions, there's always need for integrating Salesforce's solutions with external systems. And again, very, very scalable, robust platform. Mohana was talking about the API approach. We have hundreds of integrations that we have done with a variety of systems, and our team will speak to some of those in the presentation. Next slide, please. So this is just showing that what our philosophy is as we engage with our customers. We want to be a partner of choice, and we work very closely with Salesforce in making sure that all Salesforce customers are well served. We are a summit partner, and each and every consultant that we put on projects are Salesforce certified. Next slide, please. I've also included our extended team here, our APAC and North America team, including myself. Their contact information is here. All the questions that were coming up, will be more than happy to take those questions offline. Any one of these people on the screen can respond to your questions. But in interest of time, we'll continue moving here. We have a very exciting demo that we have put together. And I'm very, very confident that you will find a lot of value in that demo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Rishabh, and thanks for bearing with me while I set this up. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, all good. Awesome. So thanks for bearing with me. So we've decided that we're going to cover the auto loan demonstration today, which is originated at a third-party dealer. So what I would want to highlight something is about 80% of auto loans in the US are actually intermediated by dealers. And even though it's such a voluminous channel, the experience for the customer is very fragmented. There's so much back and forth between the dealer and the bank, and a lot of emails, a lot of PDF forms. So what we've tried to do today is to model a journey of Rachel, who walks into the dealership, is excited to buy a new car, but wants to get financing at the same time. So we have used the digital lending platform to make sure of three things, right? So one is financing options for Rachel in context at the dealership, then a seamless handover of the application initiation in the dealer channel, but the finalization in the online channel by Rachel herself. And finally, even though this is an end-to-end application journey, but there is back-channel messaging and commissions to the dealer so that they can see what's happening with that application, because they really kind of care about that as well. So those are the three things that you will see throughout this application. So how will we do that? We will do that through 4 personas. We'll have Charles, who's the finance manager at the dealer, who's going to initiate the application. We have Rachel, who's the applicant, who's going to finish the application. We have John, who's the relationship banker at Cumulus Bank, who's going to assist Rachel to finish the application. And finally, we have Adam, who's the underwriter, who's going to review the application and make a decision on it. Right? With that, we will get started. So let me know. I'm just going to bring in the demo. Let me know if you can see this now.
Yes, I can see it.
Great. So I'm logged into, this is the Experience Cloud. So we've used FlexCard to build most of this. This is the persona of Charles. So I'm logged into the dealership here. And the first thing that you see in the solution is a dashboard. So this is a static dashboard. We've embedded Tableau into into the Experience Cloud here. As you can see, we can see key criteria about the portfolio, commissions, how much deals you've done with them, some details about the performance of each of the models that you have, and some details about your inventory. All of that is present within this dashboard here. Now, if you look at the top, there are some tabs there. So, of course, you can finance a new, used, or a demo car directly from here. You can look at your inventory, which is quite interesting. I'll come back to that. And finally, you can look at applications within this as well. So I'll start with the applications. So as Charles, as the finance manager at this dealership, I can look at all of the applications I've submitted for my customers to this specific bank. So Cumulus Bank in this case, and look at what are the stages of that. So this is the back channeling I was talking about, as well as what are the commissions in each of these cases and where they are at this point. Now, I'll go back to inventory. One of the big challenges that Mohana spoke about was actually disparate systems, right? So within auto dealer, the disparate system is actually inventory. So you're financing a car, but the inventory lies in the inventory management system. So in this case, what we've done is we've assumed the inventory management system is a zero copy data warehouse, and we've used Data Cloud to bring the inventory into Experience Cloud here. So you can look at all of this inventory here that's coming from here. Now, back to Rachel. The idea was she's decided she wants to buy a car. She wants to buy a BMW. She decides she wants an electric car. She loves the tax credits that she'll get with it, but she wants financing for it. So me as Charles, I'm talking to Rachel, and she's like, okay, she's interested in buying this car. So I go, okay, tell me which car you want to finance. She's going with the sedan. So we choose the sedan that she wants to finance. It retails at about $82,000. So we click on apply because she wants financing for this car, right? So as soon as I do that, you'd see this is the out-of-the-box loan calculator that shows up. Some of this information is preloaded, so I'm going to walk you through that. So of course, the product details is preloaded. So this is coming from Data Cloud. The loan amount is preloaded to about 80% LVR in this case, and standard term monthly 8% interest rate. Obviously, you can switch this around and change this as you are having this conversation with her. So let's say she's having this conversation with you, and she's like, I'm not sure. So Charles is not sure. He's new to the dealership. He's not sure if they finance anything more than 50,000. So he's going to ask Clara, who is an assistive agent who helps Charles with the credit policies of the bank. So do you fund loans more than 50K, right? Clara is going to look at that and going to look at the credit policy document and go like, yes, we fund loans ranging from 100K to 10K to 100K. At the same instance, Rachel's asking, hey, could I increase the term to about 72 months or a year more, kind of ease off the monthly payment? So that option is not available in the drop down here. So I just asked Clara, do you? So here, Claire's gotten back to me. She's saying we only fund loans that are about 12 to 60 month term. So what I want to highlight here is, especially if you're a dealer who or a bank who wants to push your product through a dealership, one of the big challenges is actually the education of the dealer. So we've used the agent here that looks at the credit policy documents, looks at all of your product catalog that has been set up within digital lending and goes like, yep, according to the business rules and according to the product catalog, you can only fund this. This is the max term, this is the median term, and kind of helps you get ahead, right? So at this point, we're looking at the payment schedule. Everything is okay. Rachel's happy with it. Charles happy with it. So he's just going to email the code to Rachel. So initiate the application for her directly from here. So. At this point, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Ayush, who's going to assume the role of Rachel and take us through her journey.
Hey, thanks for the. Am I audible?
Yes, I can see your video and you.
So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let me know when it is visible.
Yes, I can see it, Ayush.
Can you still see it?
No, it was there. Now it's not there. It's coming up now. Yes.
Alrighty. Thanks for that. So I'm currently logged in as Rachel. And before we jump right into the application journey, I want to take a minute to talk about what we're going to display here. So the entire application journey that we're going to demo is built on top of Experience site using Flex cards and OmniScript. The code information that we see over here is built using the Flex card for loan calculator that comes out of the box from digital lending product. Now, Rachel, she's got the code from Charles, and she can see that the loan amount, loan term, and interest rate is what was offered to her. She can change the payment frequency if she wants to, and she can change the start date of the loan application. So let's say she changes the start date to 5th April and she clicks calculate, and the code is adjusted based on her input. If she scrolls further down, she can see the payment schedule, the monthly payment schedule. If she wants, she can toggle to the yearly payment schedule as well. Now, once everything looks good, Rachel is going to click on the next button. But before we do that, I'm going to talk about what happens when she does that. So when Rachel clicks on that next button, what will happen in the background is an application form product record is created. Now, what is an application form product? Application form product is an object provided by digital lending that is used to house all the different products that a borrower is purchasing from the bank. So in this case, Rachel is an existing customer with Cumulus Bank. She already has a credit card. She has a personal loan with Cumulus Bank, and now she's applying for an auto loan. So what that means is Rachel has got 3 application form product records in the system. Now with that, we'll click on next. The next thing system is going to ask Rachel to do is review her product information. So she can see all the different product information, which is pulled directly from Data Cloud. And once everything looks good, she can click on next. Before we do that, I just quickly wanted to talk about the VIN number. So generally, when you go to buy a new car, you don't get a VIN number straight away, right? It takes some time. But since this car was already in the inventory, we've got a VIN number available. Now Rachel clicks on next. And now the system is going to ask her to enter her personal and demographic information. Now, since Rachel is our existing customer, you can see most of her personal information is already pre-filled. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to quickly highlight. If you look at this phone number is currently formatted based on the US format. But if you're working from a different geography, if you want a format to be different, you can very easily configure that using the input component of OmniScripts. Similarly, if you look at the social security number, it is masked. So all the different types of formatting and validations that you want to add on your form can be very easily done using the input components of OmniScript. Moving to the address details, Rachel starts typing her address, and what we have here is a Google Places integration, which provides suggestions to Rachel as soon as she starts typing the address. So this is Rachel's address. She selects that, and what the system will do is it'll pre-fill the rest of the form for her. Now, once this is done, Rachel authorizes Prestige Motors to obtain her credit report, and she can click on next. Now, what happens when she clicks on next is the system is going to save all the information, and it is going to call Experian to fetch Rachel's credit information. For this demo, we have used Experian, but if you are working from a different geography, if you have a different partner that you prefer, you can integrate it with them very easily. Now, once the credit report is received, what the system is going to do is it's going to run the pre-qualification rules to check if Rachel qualifies for this loan at all or not. If she does not qualify, then she will be knocked out of the loan application journey from right here. But if she does, she will be taken to the next page. So let's see what happens. It seems like Rachel qualified for this application. So the system next is going to ask her to upload her documents. Now this page here, again, it comes out of the box as a flex card from digital lending product, and Rachel can upload her documents. Now in the background, we are using business rule engines to determine what different type of documents we want from Rachel. So in this case, we only want her driving license. So she can click on upload file and upload her document. Now, once the document is uploaded, Rachel can hit save and next. And in the background, this document is going to get attached to the application form of Rachel so that the underwriter and the loan officer can very easily view it. Moving forward, we go to the employment details section. Now, at this point, Rachel realizes that it's already 2 p.m. and she's getting late to pick her kids up from school, and she doesn't have enough time to fill out the rest of the application journey. Now, in a general use case, what she'll have to do is she'll have to pick up her phone, call the bank, reach out to her loan officer, agree on a time when they can meet and fill out the rest of the application journey. So it takes around 10 to 15 minutes to do that. But what we have done here is we have given Rachel an agent through which she can easily book a meeting with her loan officer for later in the day when she can finish the rest of the application. So Lexa here is our agent, which is built on top of Agentforce. So Rachel is going to say, can you set up a meeting with my loan officer at 5 p.m. Right, I'm probably having a glitch, but what you can do is you can use Agentforce to create agents that can easily schedule those appointments for you. Let's consider Rachel sets up an appointment with her loan officer at 7 p.m. And then she can simply close the chat over here and she can use the save and exit feature from Omni Studio to save the flow, and she can continue it later in the day. So she clicks on save for later, clicks on OK, and that's it. Now she can quit the system and come back later. Now let's fast forward the clock to 7 p.m. when Rachel is on a call with her loan officer, and the loan officer is trying to understand what is Rachel's requirement and how he can help her fill out the rest of the application journey. So this is what the loan officer will be looking at. This is a customer 360 view of Rachel's account, and all the information that the loan officer requires to fulfill the application is present over here. So he's got the personal information, he's got the demographic information, he's got the financial information on the left-hand side. In the center here, we've got the life events and the different goals that Rachel has shared with us. And on the left-hand side, we've got the list of all the applications that Rachel has in progress with Cumulus Bank. Now the loan officer is going to pick up the latest application, and we are going to use the assistive flow feature from digital lending to finish the rest of the journey. So let me pause here real quick and talk about what the assistive flow is. Often we have seen in loan application journey that a backend officer or a loan officer has to jump in and help the borrower fill out the application journey. And it's a very tricky process. But in digital lending, we have a feature called assistive flow where a loan officer or a backend officer can impersonate or can look at the form and fill out the rest of the application for the borrower. Along with that, another benefit of assistive flow is the loan officer doesn't need to start the application journey from the very beginning. He can pick up right where Rachel left off. So all the information that Rachel has filled out so far, they're not lost. They're saved in the system. Now the loan officer can take the journey forward. So he reviews the employment details. It looks okay. So he clicks on next. The next thing the system is going to ask is to verify all the different expense information that we have for Rachel. So the loan officer checks all the different expenses that Rachel has input, validates if they are correct or not, and click on next. Now, when he clicks on next, what happens in the background is a party expense record is created for all the expenses that is entered over here. So we click on next, and now the system is going to ask the loan officer to review all the information that has been entered so far and validate. Loan officer, along with Rachel on the call, validates all the information, and when everything looks okay, he can select this I confirm checkbox and submit. Now, once he clicks on this next button, what's going to happen is the system is going to calculate the DTI, the capacity, and the monthly disposable income for Rachel. And based on those informations, the business rule engine is going to determine what kind of offers we can present to Rachel. So we click on next. And it looks like the application requires further processing by an underwriter. So the application has been referred to an underwriting team, and Rachel will have to wait to hear from the underwriter. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to our underwriter of the day, Rishabh. All over to you, man.
Thank you, Ayush. All right, so back to me. Hello, everyone. So I'm the underwriter right now. I'm logged into our suite of products as an underwriter. As you can see, I have this is the digital lending console. I have a dashboard that's specific to my role. I'm able to see the pipeline and what's the stages of each of the application and what's the target for this month and where we are with that. What I would like to highlight is these are interactable dashboards, so I can drill down into them from this data. I just click on it and go to reports, so standard Salesforce feature, and then you can also have role-specific dashboards for processors, originators, relationship managers, closing officers set up here. So we're going to pick up Rachel's application now and go through that. Right. So this is the application form that has generated Rachel's application. So obviously, one of the interesting things about the data model of digital lending is that it allows you to originate multiple products in one application form, right? So we're looking at what we call the master application form, and within that, each product can be originated as an application form product. So in auto lending, for example, there are times when you fund accessories on top of the car or warranties on top of the car. So both that can be done in that case. It's also relevant in other types of lending. Home loans and a credit card, for example, is very common. So what I'm looking at right now is a summary of the application, a very high-level summary of the product information about Rachel, about her address, her income information, her asset information. All of that stuff is entered in here. Now, if I go to the related list here, you'd be able to see both the parties on the application. So this is the multi-party part, right? So somebody asked the question earlier today. So we've got Rachel as the primary applicant. The other party is the dealer, and we need to track that because the funds probably go to the dealer, and of course you pay our commission to the dealer as well. Within this, we have only originated one product in this, which is the application form product. This is where all the decisions going to take place. So I'm going to jump into this application form product. Right. Now, let me explain this screen before we move on to, to actually underwriting this specific application, right? So we've used Stage Manager to set up these 4 or 5 stages, 6 stages that you see in front of them. And of course, we've used transitions between them. So exit and entry criteria to make them flow from one stage to the other. Now, this can be used, as we saw in the demo earlier from the other partner, from VIP Apps, that this can be used to automatically approve an application, or it could be used to semi-automatically approve an application, which is what we're doing in this case, right? So what we are looking at right now is the application. So maybe the underwriter doesn't want to really go through it tab by tab. So he's going to use the Spring 25 prompt template to summarize ask Agentforce to summarize the application. So at this point, as Sonali highlighted, this is a standard feature that's come out in Spring 25. This can be used. We've used that prompt template to create an agent, which is summarizing this application. So as you can see, it's telling us, hey, it's Rachel. She's looking for a loan of 65,000. Her key demographics, as well as her KYC information, has been picked up from Salesforce objects or standard Salesforce objects or digital lending objects, as well as some information about the credit and risk information that has been pulled from Experian in this case, actually, along with income and employment information. What this can also do is use business rules engine to come up with deviations, right? So deviations are exception to the policy that you might have. We haven't done that in this case, but there is an example of that where we're saying, hey, additional income proof may be required for 6 months to kind of assess this application. And they're saying there's no anomalies from. So I'm happy with that as an underwriter. Now, if I wanted to look at the basic ratios of whether I want to approve the loan or not, when the income and expense information was entered, the system used calculators to calculate debt to income ratio. We have monthly disposable income after all of the expenses. We have cash on hand from the bank statement, which, yes, can be taken in a PDF form, but it can also be taken from an open banking provider using the integration framework. We have the credit score, which is from Experian, and we have the loan to value ratio, which is based on the car value and the loan value. Right. So all of this looks pretty healthy. So right now I'm like, okay, that's cool. I think we can approve this application. But maybe I want to review this in a little bit more detail, right? So I want to look at the KYC a little bit more detail. I want to look at the expenses that make up the DTI in a little bit more detail. So I can go into the applicant profile, and this is the standard data model provided by Salesforce Digital Lending for you to house KYC data. So somebody asked for OFAC checks, AML before. All of that can be put in here. So we've got, you use the ID verification to see that the OFAC, the sanction screen is clear. We've seen that the PEP screening is clear as well. So we've integrated with Experian here using the integration framework. As Moana mentioned, that it can be very easily used to kind of build API templates or accelerators. Similarly, we have a test pull from Experian, which is about the credit score and the missed payments and stuff. And I can also drill down into the income details as well as the expenses that make up the DTI and whether they look great or not, right? So I'm pretty happy with the application at this point. I can also look at the collateral for more detail, like, if the car, I can go out, pull the valuation. If it was a used car, I can go pull out registration from UCC. If this was a if this was a used car. Similarly, I can also look at the documents that have been provided and review them within this underwriting workbench, right? So I look pretty happy. So I'm about to approve the application, but I thought I'd just check with the agent again, where I asked him, can you summarize the application for credit? So what this agent is going to do is create a credit memo or credit assessment memo, which again we use the Spring 25 template to do that. So it's going to profile the credit risk for Rachel in this case and say, hey, her experience score is good. It falls under good range. She's got a good salary. She's in a good demographic. So all of this seems like good. So based on all of these provided details, I recommend that you approve the application. So of course, this can pull in from the credit policy document, which can be fed in from Data Cloud and stuff, and say, yep, all good. You can approve this document. So at this point, I'm going to click on approve at this stage, and that's going to approve the loan application. And as I do that, what's going to happen is, of course, the stage management feature kicks in. It goes into credit decision. So decision has been made now. And the proposals are generated using BRE as well. So we've used the business rules engine to generate the proposals here, multiple terms, which Rachel can again select and decide which one she wants to go with. Somebody asked the question earlier in the demo whether they can negotiate a price, and the answer is yes. So they're not limited to this. You can go in here and create a new proposal if Rachel wanted to negotiate a price, and of course, if the bank agreed, right? So a new recommended amount, a new rate, a new term, all of that can be negotiated, and then a manual proposal can be created. When I press the approve button, I actually also sent an email to Rachel to finalize the application. And I'm going to hand it over back to my colleague Ayush to finish Rachel's journey.
Thanks for that, Rishabh. So like Rishabh mentioned, as soon as he approved the application as an underwriter, Rachel got an email. Now this is what the email looks like, and it's got a link for her to resume the application. So Rachel clicks on this click here button, and it takes her back to the application journey. But this time, since the application is approved, she's going to land directly on the offers page. Now, as Rachel can see, she's got 3 offers on the plate right now, one with term 36 months, the other one with 48, and the last one with 60. Now, Rachel prefers the higher term, so she's going to choose the 60 months offer, and she'll select this and click Save and Next. Now, the next thing the system is going to ask Rachel to do is fill out her bank details. Now, Rachel is going to put in her bank information here through which she wants to pay her EMI. So she's going to put in her account number, the name of the bank, the branch, and the branch and the bank address. So she puts in the bank information and clicks on next. Lastly, Rachel will have to sign the agreement, the loan agreement, and we have got DocuSign over here. So DocuSign comes out of the box with OmniScript, but there are two components available. One component helps you send an email with the DocuSign document to the borrower, and the other component helps you embed the document right on this portal so that the borrower can directly sign it from here. So as soon as Rachel clicks on the sign agreement button, a pop-up comes up with the document where she can put in her signature. Not to mention all the loan information that has been agreed so far is pulled into these documents. As you can see, the loan amount, interest rate, vehicle details, and everything is already there. Now Rachel will just sign the document and finish. And then she can close this pop-up. So that's the e-signature for Rachel. And lastly, she'll click on next. And at this point, I think her application journey is complete. Her loan application is submitted and the money will be disbursed to her dealer's account in some time. So that's the rest of the journey. Back to you, Rachel, for the slides.
Yeah, thanks, Ayush. Just trying to see where the slides are. Oh, here they are. I always lose them in the other part. Here, found them.
It can be tricky.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, oh, there. All right. Awesome. Thanks for bearing with us, and you know, we had a false start, but hopefully you enjoyed that demo, and we've tried to kind of cover all of the features that digital lending map as earlier from the presentation. If you remember this map, this is what Sonali brought up. So everything that you see in green, we actually covered in our demo. So we used all of those features in our demo. So everything from stage management to Experience Cloud to DocGen to flows to BREs. And on top of that, we obviously use Data Cloud, Agentforce, and Tableau to show how you can kind of utilize the whole Salesforce ecosystem to create a kind of fantastic experience for the consumer to, you know, take a loan. Awesome. Hopefully that was helpful and you enjoyed the demo. I'll pass on to Catherine for the final bits.
Thank you so much. This was a great demo. And for the audience, again, I will pass on the unanswered questions to our product management team. And you can also reach out. Since I will be sharing the slide deck, you will have the contact information of all our partner attendees that presented today, and you can reach out to them with further questions around the demo. With this, I would like to say thank you. I know we are a couple minutes over. Again, thank you to our product management team and our VIP apps and CloudKaptan SI partners for building these amazing demos and presenting today. I am going to send everyone the link to the recording as well as the PDF slide deck. And then I will have our product managers follow up on the remaining open questions. I hope everyone had a great time during this webinar and have a good rest of your day today. Bye-bye.